for coming to this demonstration. And all this is a demonstration. It is not a clinic, it's just a demonstration of how I and some of the other board members would put in the struts for all the two-car garages. If you own an Avalon type unit, which is a single-car garage, I understand you do not have Hurricane struts for those. At any rate, there's a couple things we want to talk about before we even get started. The first is safety. Do not do it with sandals on. When you're lifting these things up, they have very sharp edges, and if you were to drop it or if it slid out of your hand, it could do some heavy damage to your foot. Second of all, the only two things that you need is a broom and hopefully a little step ladder, unless you're 7 feet or taller. The purpose of the broom is just to clean them up before you get to them. The first time you put them on, it should take anywhere from 15 to 20 minutes. The second time, it should take 5 to 10 minutes. And we're going to demonstrate, and during this first part, we're going to take questions, and I'll repeat the questions in case you can't hear it, and I'll answer it as best of my ability. Everything is based on safety. The reason we're putting these struts up is for safety. We want to make sure that no one gets hurt when they do it. So the first thing we want to do is walk over here and pull this little button right here, which disengages the electricity for the door. Hopefully the door won't move a little bit. And then you can manually close the door. This stops anybody from pushing the button while you're trying to do everything with this, because if you have it connected and someone pushes the button, you'll have nothing but problems. It could burn out your motor, it could bend something. You don't want to even go there. So let's close the door. This is the left side strut. There's 2 wing nuts that hold it on. What I would suggest is when you take it off, just put the wing nut right back on. That way you won't be losing the wing nuts. Okay, this just slides to the left. Do not hit your safety devices, and just bring it right over to where your first bracket is. What you want to do is take your little ladder, and one person can do this all by themselves. It's easier if 2 people do it. But you just want to take this bracket, pull a pin out, and slide it right through. And then you can put the pin right back in. Yes?
You want to explain to them that they may show, remember what we found out, that the brace was on the other side, and they get confused?
Good point. When you're doing it, you want to make sure the braces are on facing the garage door. If they're in the wrong hole, which some of them have been, you need to take it out. But if it doesn't fit, there's something wrong. It should be very easy to figure out. Anyway, we go to the one, and we can lock these down. There's a little hole. And that's basically it, other than putting these little straps with pins around it. And these little metal straps will actually just gotta find a hole. Push it towards me. There you go. Yeah. Okay. Go ahead, push all the way down. As you can see, the strap goes around right in the middle to both of them, And then you can, and you're going to do the same exact thing right here. Thank you, Don. You're going to put the little clip back in on the bottom, just like that. And there's one more down at the bottom. I can do all three of them. Voila, and that's it. Any questions?
Yes.
Don?
What happens if the straps are in the wrong place and they won't reach?
And you have to take the straps out and put them in the right place. As you can see, these struts are made for a number of different types of doors. They're made for doors at the other end as well as this end. So you want to make sure that all the holes that are in here are closest to your garage door, and that's where everything should go through. Any other questions?
Is that what John was referring to when you said make sure the plates?
Right,
Yes.
because that brace up here on many of them was over here. And even though the holes are on this side, the brace was over here, and you cannot reach that and get it done. So we had to switch, I think on Don's was one,
Both of
we had to
them.
switch it back over.
Okay,
And that's
that's
one of the
like-
reasons that you really need to practice this, because you can get your straps lined up in the right holes, you get your braces done, and then it's easy once you, if you have to do it.
The other thing we did after we did it to remind us, because we probably don't do it too often, we put a little arrow saying which way it should face.
As long as the majority of the holes are closest to the garage door, that's really all you need to remember. Okay, we're going over to the opposite side. I can ask the people on the right side, my right, to just move over a little bit. Yes, well, I think we